Okay, thanks. Well, thank you, Selena, for talking to me. I appreciate it. I
Thank you.
really enjoyed the movie. Sorry, I was seeing the black background there for a second.
No.
So how did you first become involved in the film?
So I was shooting out in Berlin at the time, and I received the script from my agent. And I was supposed to I thought, okay, it's a hectic schedule. I'll read it over a couple of days. But I basically got it and got into bed, started reading it, and I could not put it down. It was just one of the most hilarious scripts I'd ever read in my life. And it was something that I immediately knew I wanted to be a part of. So I then self-taped, sent that off, and then it was a bunch of Zoom interviews and Zoom castings.
Yeah, it's quite a funny film. Speaking of, so how did you was it annoying to try to think of, I don't know, 20 different ways to say the same line over and over again?
I remember practicing them and thinking this is a really important line. I've got to get this right. I felt a bit like a crazy person when I was rehearsing, trying all these different things, just shouting out my character's name over and over again. But it's one of my favorite lines in the movie. I'm biased though.
So I assume you had fight weapon training kind of thing.
Yeah.
Talk a bit about that.
Yeah, so I was actually the first cast member out to Atlanta to start training, and I had an incredible stunt team. And it was just a lot of sword training, general conditioning, just making sure that, because we were on such a tight shooting schedule, just making sure that I was really prepared for the actual shoot.
Right. Do you find that kind of thing hard, or is that something that comes easy for you? Because I know it's more choreography. It's not really fighting, but still.
Yeah. Well, I've actually got a background in competitive martial arts. So I actually really enjoy any project where I get to also use that skill. And that's a huge appeal for me. So, I mean, it's always challenging, but I think more than anything, it was just very enjoyable, having that time to just be able to do something that I love with great people. And I think that the results show for themselves. I'm really proud of the action scenes in the movie.
Speaking of those scenes, can you talk a bit about, I guess you want to say the effect, the logistics? I'm not sure if they mostly used a dummy or if they mostly used green screen, or not green screen, but green suit over somebody, because obviously you didn't really chop his head off. So you just
well, no, yes, we had a dummy, and then we also used some green screen. And we had with the sword, sometimes it was the shortened version, and then they would CG the rest of it. So all that magic that goes on once you wrap.
Because you did that quite a few times. So
yeah,
in different ways. So when you got the script, though, is there anywhere other than the script you were inspired for your character? Is there anyone you thought about while you were creating her?
So actually, when I came on board and I Zoomed with Joe, he said he wanted to kind of bring some dry humor, British humor. He was just feel free to kind of improv, make it your own. And we took away, because initially she was Asian with an Asian accent, and it was just keep your own accent. And then I just kind of came up with her and how I imagined she would be, because she's kind of a little unhinged, and she's very good at what she does. I mean, she's an excellent swordswoman, excellent fighter, excellent assassin. And it's just so fun to play a character like that. And interesting that she's so into what she does. That's how she gets her kicks. She's in love with what she does. She's great at it. And and just I kind of took it from there. And then the humor and the sarcasm, I just thought that fitted well with her, and how quirky she was.
Okay. Can you talk a bit about working with Frank?
Most of your Frank's great.
He talked a lot, but
yeah, Frank's great. He's incredible. I mean, I love all the work that he's done, and I think it really shows just how hard he worked. I don't think anyone else could have played this role, and we got along really well. So by the time that we got to filming, we'd rehearsed so much that it was just fun, and we could enjoy the moment and just being present and delivering the scenes and telling the story the best way that we could.
What did you find the most challenging, just overall?
I think that just given the tight shooting schedule, it would have been nice to have longer to film it all. But at the same time, it just made sure that everyone was on their game, because we had to be. So while it was a challenge, it was also really great because it just pushed everyone. Okay. Also heights. I don't think many people know this. I'm actually terrified of heights. I was on a wire a couple of times, and like beforehand, I get really nervous. But once I'm there, it's like, okay, you've got to do this. So
Right.
yeah, that's
Oh,
always, heights is always a bit of a challenge for me.
okay. Did you have I guess I should say a favorite scene or a favorite kill, or because they're kind of all the same, most of them are the same, but did you have like a favorite out of
Oh,
that
I
you can
tell
think
you what I do love is the move where I'm running across the floor like this. So basically sideways. I think it's like one of the final kills, and I'm running across sideways just because I'd seen that move done before in a really old like Hong Kong action reel, and I was like, I suggested, I was like, I want to do that move, and so we rehearsed it, and then we ended up using that, and I think it looks really cool, and it was just a fun one to do.
Right.
But it's always fun just decapitating people and screaming out your name. I don't condone decapitation. Just gonna make that clear.
Oh, I started thinking something. You made me lose my train of thought when
Oh,
you said
sorry.
no, that's okay. Oh crap, what was I gonna say? Well, what was like, I guess, kind of like, other than that scene, like what's the most memorable thing that you remember, the most memorable part of the role, whether it was, behind the scenes, in front of the camera, it doesn't matter.
I think that actually, like, it was like the first time I said the line where I'm Guan Yin and Guan Yin has done this. Joe had this funny genius idea he said, like, just, you're looking as if you're like finding the camera, like you're ready for your close-up, and then he brought in a fan. And it's like, I don't know if you notice, like every time I'm speaking in the movie, I've got this fan going in my hair, and it was just so absurd but funny. Like, I just remember that thinking, this is really cool, and this is how like talented people create these movies with like really specific detail that make a huge difference. That was just fun. That was a really cool like addition to the character.
Yeah, it adds to the comedy. I remember what I was going to say. You were saying about how that scene looked. Have you seen the finished film? I'm not sure how much you guys get to see.
I have. I just, yeah, Hulu sent me a preview, so I have. Yeah.
Good. It's very funny. Like I said, I really enjoyed it. So, all right. Well, thank you for talking to me today.
Thank you so much. Yeah,
Have a good day.
of course. Thank you. You too.
Bye-bye.
Bye.